Most people are using LUTs wrong, so instead of ending up with amazing, stunning looking footage, they get frustrated and they wonder why the heck did they buy these LUTs in the first place. If you're one of those people, let me show you the right way to use a LUT and what will happen when you do. As you know, a LUT, which stands for lookup table, which is basically just a fancy way of describing a video filter, is used to create a specific look for your video. Just like you can apply a filter to your photo to make it look more summery or more dreamy, you can apply a LUT or a video filter to your video to change the look and the feel of your video. Let's say that you want to turn this video into a moody green video, or you want to turn this video into a warm autumny vibe video. You can apply a LUT all at the touch of a button without having to spend hours, yes, hours manipulating the curves and the sliders. So the question is, how are people using this wrong? A LUT will not magically fix a badly exposed video, and a LUT is also not able to fix a bad video and turn it into something amazing. And this is a mistake that I see a lot of people make. They start with this terrible initial video, and then they're hoping that by slapping on a LUT, it will actually look good and cinematic, and it will fix all of their problems. But it won't. Now, I do want to be clear, you do not need a perfect video in order for a LUT to work, and you also don't need a super expensive camera. In fact, some of the best results that I've seen were actually shot on a smartphone, and I personally use my own LUTs on my iPhone footage all the time. As long as the exposure is good, you will be amazed with what a LUT can do. So that will be my first tip. Make sure that your video is well exposed. Now, if you're interested in buying LUTs, one thing that you want to look out for is how it was tested. A lot of LUTs that are being sold were tested on perfectly shot 4K, 8K videos that were shot in these perfectly lit scenarios. So obviously the LUTs are going to look great. But let's be honest, 95% of us, we shoot with what we have. We either shoot indoors in our home or we shoot on the go while we're vlogging. And that is exactly why I developed my LUTs for normal videographers like you and me. So when you're buying a LUT pack, you want to make sure that you look at the shots that they're using for the before and afters. Are they using a variety of shots that you can relate to, or basically that are similar to the types of videos that you make? The second thing that you want to look out for, which is even more important than the first thing, is how it affects skin tones. Especially if you film a lot of people or you film yourself a lot, you want to make sure that when you buy a LUT pack, there is people in the before and after so you can see how it affects their skin. I cannot stress this enough. There are so many LUTs out there that will look great on landscaping shots or whatever, but when you put it on a shot with yourself in it, you look like an Oompa Loompa. I've been there. I've looked like an Oompa Loompa. I've hated it, which is why I spent nearly a year perfecting my own LUTs to make sure that my LUTs won't do that to your skin. So now that you've bought a LUT pack that works for you, how do you actually use the LUTs? First, you want to make sure that you've color corrected your video, and this means that you have to color correct your exposure and your white balance. And if you're new to the concept of color correction, I'll link a video at the end of this video so you can check that out and learn more about it. Now that we've done that, it is time to apply our LUT. And you can use LUTs in most video editing programs. My program of choice is Premiere Pro. And when you apply a LUT, you want to consider two things. The first thing that you want to consider is the colors in your video. Most LUTs are optimized for a specific type of shots, and LUTs that I have developed are named after the type of shots that they would work best on. For example, my snowy winter LUT will look great on snow footage, but this doesn't mean that you're limited to only those specific shots. It can also look good on a city shot, for example. But the general rule is to use a LUT that will work best with the colors in your video. The second thing is the intensity of a LUT. When you import a LUT, your video will look absolutely disgusting, and that is because you still need to lower the intensity of your LUT. Now, by how much you need to lower it completely depends on your video, so I would just say eyeball it. Applying a LUT and adjusting the intensity is not the final destination. After this, you do want to go back in and tweak the settings a little bit to get most out of it for your specific video. There's no shame in this. I do this all the time, and I highly recommend you to do this with whatever LUT you're using. If you want to check out my LUT pack, I would really appreciate it. There is a link in the description, and to get most out of your color grading, you have to color correct first. So learn how to do that by clicking on this video right here, and of course, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel.